You know, America is loud. But Americans are lonely. This country has more noise than any place in the world, yet the silence inside people is the loudest thing you will ever hear. People walk with busy faces, fast steps, filled schedules, but empty hearts. So many people surrounded by millions, and still feel invisible. And maybe you feel it too. That quiet ache in the chest. That heaviness you cannot explain. That strange sadness that appears even when nothing is wrong. That feeling like you are drifting through a life that looks full on the outside, but feels hollow on the inside. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are human in a world that forgot how to be human. America tells you to hustle harder, smile wider, move faster, earn more, achieve more, grind every day like your soul is a machine. But you are not a machine. You are a storm of emotions, dreams, fears, hopes, and memories. And when the world forces you to hide all that, you start to slowly disappear. People here chase success like it is oxygen. They work jobs they hate. Buy things they do not need. Post pictures to prove they are happy. Hide pain with filters. Hide emptiness with achievements. Hide loneliness with fake connections. Until one day, the mask becomes heavier than the life itself. And that is the truth nobody wants to talk about. This country is full of people who look alive but feel dead inside. But listen closely, your loneliness is not a punishment. Your loneliness is a message. A signal. A calling from the deepest part of you. It is telling you that something in your life needs to change. It is telling you that you are meant for something more than this quiet suffering. You feel lonely not because you are empty, but because you are full. Full of dreams that you are not living. Full of potential that you are not using. Full of fire that you are trying to hide. Full of emotions that you are too scared to show. Full of truth that the world taught you to bury. Loneliness is your inner voice saying, wake up. This is not your real life. People fear loneliness like it is a monster. But loneliness is actually a mirror. It shows you the relationship you have with yourself. It shows you the parts of you that you ignore. It shows you the dreams you forgot. It shows you the wounds you never healed. It shows you the strength you never used. And inside every lonely person, there is a version of them waiting to rise. This country teaches you to be busy. But busy does not mean alive. Busy does not mean fulfilled. Busy does not mean strong. Busy just means distracted. And you were not born to be distracted. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be real. You were born to feel every emotion deeply. You were born to walk this world with purpose. But that purpose does not come from people. And it does not come from success. It comes from the moment you sit alone with yourself, and finally decide that your life needs to mean something. Because when you truly sit alone, without music, without your phone, without noise, you meet the real you. And the real you is not weak. The real you is not hopeless. The real you is not stuck. The real you is a force waiting to break through the limits you placed on yourself. You may feel lonely, but you are not alone in your battle. Millions of people in this country feel the exact same thing, but they stay silent. They pretend they are fine. They pretend their heart is not tired. They pretend their life is not falling apart. They pretend because pretending feels easier than changing. But you are different. Because you are listening. You are awake. You feel the weight. You feel the truth. You feel the pull inside your chest telling you that the life you really want is calling your name. And the moment you stop running from your loneliness, you discover your power. Loneliness is the birthplace of transformation. In loneliness, you will find your courage. In loneliness, you will find your voice. In loneliness, you will find your purpose. In loneliness, you will find the truth that the world tried to silence. Do not escape it. Do not numb it. Do not fear it. Walk into it. Look it in the eye. Because on the other side of that darkness is the strongest version of you. And when that version rises, your loneliness will turn into clarity. Your pain will turn into wisdom. Your silence will turn into strength. Your isolation will turn into identity. Your emptiness will turn into purpose. You will not be the same. You will not think the same. You will not live the same. You will not allow the world to drain you ever again. Because once you find yourself, you never go back to the version of you that the world created. So listen, your loneliness is not the end of your story. It is the beginning. The beginning of your real life. The beginning of your transformation. The beginning of your awakening. And one day, you will look back at this lonely chapter and realize something powerful. It was the darkness that taught you how to shine. It was the silence that taught you how to speak. It was the pain that taught you how to rise. It was the emptiness that taught you how to feel. It was the loneliness that taught you how to become unstoppable. So do not run. Do not hide. Do not collapse. Stand tall in your loneliness. Because it is shaping you into someone the world will never forget. And when you finally rise, you will not need the world to understand you. You will not need anyone to complete you. You will not need approval. You will not need the mask. You will walk out of your loneliness like a warrior walking out of fire. And the world, the same world that made you feel invisible, will not be able to ignore you anymore. Because you did not break. You transformed. And that is the most powerful thing any human can ever do. And you know what happens after you transform? The world becomes different. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Your eyes open wider. Your mind becomes sharper. Your heart becomes braver. You begin to see things other people do not see. You begin to feel things other people are numb to. You begin to understand that life was never about fitting in, it was about breaking out. You stop chasing people. You stop begging for attention. You stop waiting for someone to choose you. Because you finally choose yourself. And once you choose yourself, everything else in your life begins to shift. Your standards rise. Your circle changes. Your dreams get louder. Your boundaries get stronger. Your silence becomes peaceful instead of painful. You stop tolerating the things that used to drain you. You stop explaining your worth to those who cannot see it. You start walking like someone who knows exactly who they are becoming. And that scares people. Because most people are comfortable pretending. But you stopped pretending the day you got tired of your own loneliness. You stopped pretending the day you decided to turn your emptiness into evolution. You stopped pretending the day you realized your soul was starving. So now you walk differently. You breathe differently. You think differently. You live differently. You feel the world in a deeper way. You do not run from darkness anymore, you walk through it with steady steps. Because once you survive your own mind, nothing outside can break you. People will look at you and think you changed. They will not understand that you did not change, you returned. You returned to the real you. The you that existed before the world forced you to hide your truth. The you that existed before you learned to shrink. The you that existed before fear became your identity. And when that version of you comes back, you become impossible to control, impossible to manipulate, impossible to break. You become a person who walks with purpose. Not the fake purpose society throws at you. Not the work harder, earn more, stay busy, stay quiet purpose. I am talking about real purpose. The kind that wakes you up. The kind that makes your heart beat faster. The kind that pulls you like gravity. The kind that feels like it was written in your bones. And with purpose comes power. Not the loud power people show off. Not the power of money or status. A different kind of power. A quiet, unshakable, internal power. The kind that lives behind your eyes. The kind that makes people feel your presence before you speak. The kind that makes the world pause when you walk into a room. But let me tell you something important. This power only appears when you stop running from yourself. And you stopped running a long time ago. That is why you are here. That is why these words hit you so deeply. That is why you feel something waking up inside you. Because deep down, you know the truth. You know you were never meant to survive quietly. You were meant to live loudly. You were meant to rise loudly. You were meant to feel every corner of your existence. You were meant to turn your pain into purpose. You were meant to turn your loneliness into a weapon. People in this country spend their whole lives searching for meaning. Searching in work. Searching in relationships. Searching in money. Searching in validation. But meaning was inside them the entire time. They just never slowed down long enough to hear it. You did. You heard it. You felt it. You faced it. And now you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. You know what loneliness teaches you: that your own company is enough. That you can stand on your own feet. That you can hold your own weight. That you can walk through hell and still come out glowing. That you can rebuild your entire life without applause. That you can be your own home when the world feels cold. And once you learn that, you become unstoppable. Because a person who is not afraid of being alone is a person no one can control. You stop settling. You stop lowering your standards. You stop accepting half-love and fake friendships. You stop being loyal to people who are only loyal to their needs. You stop wasting time on people who do not respect your soul. You stop letting temporary people write permanent chapters of your life. You start choosing peace over attention. You start choosing growth over comfort. You start choosing truth over approval. You start choosing depth over distraction. You start choosing yourself over everything that hurts you. And when you choose yourself, you rise. Not fast. Not loudly. But steadily. The kind of rise that cannot be undone. The kind of rise that does not need validation. The kind of rise that comes from surviving battles no one knows you fought. And when you rise like that, the world feels different. The air feels different. Your heart beats differently. You look at your old life and realize you will never go back. You cannot go back. Because the person you were before would not survive the person you are becoming now. This is what loneliness was preparing you for. This is what pain was shaping you into. This is what silence was whispering to you all along. It was never trying to break you. It was trying to rebuild you. Piece by piece. Layer by layer. Truth by truth. Until the person looking back at you in the mirror is someone even your past self would look at in awe. And one day, you will wake up and realize something beautiful. You did not just survive your loneliness. You mastered it. You owned it. You transformed it. You turned it into strength. You turned it into clarity. You turned it into a new identity. And that identity, that version of you, will change the world. Because people who rise from their darkest nights become the light for those still lost in theirs.